apples. Oh well, you see with this job though, you get Saturdays and Sundays off.
That's the thing. If you go into
A retail,
yeah. Bugger, isn't it?
the weeks are slowed up as well. Is your friend still sort of thinking about sort of
She should be, and I gave you your details.
right? Maybe it will kick off next year.
Well, I did mention it to her again.
Did you? What did she say?
You all right?
She's sort of like deputy CEO.
Yeah, live kicking.
We can ask her, can I use some money while I remember?
I never refuse money. You know. Oh yeah, cool, good, great. I can eat tonight now.
Oh yeah, she'd be the one to.
She'd be the one to put you in.
She would, yeah, she would. Does she sort out the contracts for the cancer patients? For weeks, or is it someone else?
No,
25?
because
Yeah, yeah, for the early bird payment. Lovely, thank you. Good.
No, but we've got centres.
Right.
There's 3 centres
Probably the only one now.
where they give.
Well, no.
So,
Claire's still a bit unsure because she's aiming to get somewhere out there, so she's not sure how it's working out money-wise, but she's hoping to come. And yeah, Ant's probably going to come on it. Britta, Trisha, Gabby, maybe Jim. But yeah, Jim's in a bit of a odd place. Yeah, scared shit. So let's see. Can hear her.
Can hear you briefly, but I can't see you.
If you could hear yourself right now. Can you hear me?
Because I definitely think there is a market for it. I mean, there's not many people doing it.
Frozen.
There's only 2 people, and he charges her. Chris Chapman, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he charges about £300 for an average week. Yeah, no, I'm trying to do is put my hair's really aggravating me. No, that pink has made her look cerise. Oh, who's that?
Could be Trisha. Could be. Well, not.
Hello.
Hello. Good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear me too.
I can hear you too.
Hello, everyone. Where are you? Hi.
Good.
Who else is there?
Wow. There's Britta playing with
Hey, Dawn, you right?
phones. Hello. Gabby's now here.
Oh, hi, Gabby.
Hi, Claire.
You have to bend down, Britta. All I can see is your fanny.
Bend down.
And move across a bit. Hello. Huh?
Have you just washed your hair?
Yes.
Ah, you've got that just.
Just got out of the shower. Hi, Lisa. Cool.
I'm just waiting for her to start asking me for things.
Oh. Wow. Fun? Hello. Come on in. Well done.
Hi, Trish.
Let's try it again.
Hello, Trisha. Excellent.
Right. I'll be back.
No, I'll go make a cup of tea then.
Turn the sound off so I'm going to listen to where I'm going.
Is he going to make me listen to him win again? Can you hear me in there? Oh, I can't hear you now because he's took the bloody microphone. I'm going to go make a cup of tea so I don't have to listen to Rick in the toilet having a wee.
Very good. And Lucifer.
Lucifer, I tried to watch that, but
I've watched all of them.
yeah, that's got tongue in cheek, though, isn't it?
It's got some.
Tongue in whose cheek?
It's a bit tongue in cheek.
There's a little bit of social statement there. Yeah,
What about
definitely.
cold feet then? Ooh, really true.
I know. And you thought you'd done it.
I know. Last summer, was it? No, it's too
No,
long.
there's 2 months. They used to done that.
Yeah, and they're thinking of bringing it back. 'Cause it's been
Cold
so
feet?
popular. Oh,
Yeah,
Is that about the penguin?
James never.
that's
Have you
happy
met
feet.
the 9?
Nope. No. I was comatose in the 90s. we face down in a puddle of something.
I watched it from the beginning the other day.
Done? Oh.
It's my son's 30th birthday today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his daughter, his wife, went in.
I didn't see any light.
Yeah, well, I say my grandson was born 8 weeks ago and he's 4. Right, absolutely sharp.
I was born months early. What, bag of sugar? Bag and a half? 3 times? Must be one of those nice getting.
I didn't know you had to pay for them.
No, you better start saving.
£10 you had to pay. And you had to pay £4. Can you hear us clear?
I can hear you, but I can't really hear everyone else.
Well, they're all talking at the same time, so. Yeah, it's a good thing you can't hear. It's all disgusting and mucky and perverted.
This side looks pretty bad as well.
Okay, so we meditate. I doubt Jim's going to make it. See if he has messaged me.
Off with my cardie.
Told you you wouldn't get the job.
The thing is, it's very important because I decided at certain hours to cope with.
About hoodies, when you have to wear hoodies, you be cardigan wearer and hoodie wearer.
More hoodies than
I've only got one hoodie.
Oh, well.
Yeah, very fussy about hoodies. Anyway, so we'll meditate.
Oh, putting you on mute.
Okay, so get comfortable and relax. Be aware. Be aware of the sound of the bell fading away, changing. Just Just as you can be aware of sounds around you, sounds inside the room, sounds outside. And just accept all that's present, just part of your experiencing. Be aware of your feet. What sensations do you feel in the soles of your feet? Sensations against the footwear. So you can become aware of no feeling. So every day you practice having no feelings, forgetting to think about clothing against the skin, forgetting to see your nose, forgetting about your ears and the sensations of your earlobes and feeling of the hair on your head. Become aware of what is going on in your physical body. Be aware of feelings of clothing against your legs. Be aware of sounds. Be aware of all that occurs. And just welcome everything. Welcome all you're experiencing. Just be okay with arriving in this space and time. Relax. Pay attention to your breath. And all you're experiencing. As you can wake up to what you've been remembering to forget. Or just allow the process of forgetting to go to areas you do want to forget. As long as it's done mindfully. Relax into breathing. Feeling the difference between the in and the out breath. And let go. Begin counting after each out breath. Breathe in, breathe out, count 1. All the way to 10 and beginning again. of each breath, allow your awareness to open up. Just be curious. Maintain a breath of awareness, accepting all of your experience so your energy can flow. Stay with the breath. Maintain an awareness of the in and the out breath. Right. Change the focus of your count. Counting on the in-breath. Being broadly aware. Check where your mind is. Be aware and alive to all you're experiencing. Letting go. Letting go of counting. Draw all your energies and focus into being with your breath, being within the breath. And still experience everything else. Everything else is of lower priority to the breath. Put your breathing first. enjoy breathing. Enjoy experiencing each breath. Refining your focus. Bringing all your energy around that point of entry of the breath and where it leads. Bring that to the heart of your awareness. Be with the breath. Focus on pleasure in this simple process. And expand your awareness to the whole breath. Pay equal attention to everything. So you can arrive fresh, fresh mind, fresh perspective in the here and now.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, what are you trying?
Good, thank you.
Never looked better.
What are you shaking me about for, Rick?
Because there's a iCloud pop up across your face.
Is there?
Well, not now, no, but there was.
Ah, okay.
Well, there was two.
Oh,
So all we could see was your hand and your girly bits. It was daylight, little one. Okie dokie. Good to see you all. Any questions left over from last time? Good. So we looked at values, and I gave you a whole load of information about values levels. I suppose the only thing I would add quickly to that is your values can be given to you from interactions at school, your values obviously from family, values from other families that you interacted with, and even with school it could be how your teacher was at the front of the room, whether they sat behind a desk, whether they sat on the desk, I mean their desk, or well, I suppose they could have sat on your desk, or whether they, walked around. All of those things would give you messages that could have an impact. And newspapers, we will have in this room different values because of certain variations in age, just because of the media and things that were put into the media about life and culture in the world. Right? Some of us would have lived through things called general strikes, where the electricity would be turned off and you'd be plunged into darkness in the evenings to have fun with candles. Although some people may continue with such activities. Perhaps let's move on. So your values will be in the areas of career, relationship, spirituality, personal development. So normally you would find the values in one area of a person's life to focus on. But if someone has something like depression, then I would actually elicit their values for their whole life. So I would, instead of saying what's important to you about health and fitness, I'd say to them, what's important to you about life? You will get a useful and usable set of values from that. Okay. Yeah, of course.
I think I've asked this before and I still don't get it.
3'8". 3'8".
Okay. That'll make me wonder.
It's the little people.
They are lovely, aren't they? But you might be. No,
Yes,
let me focus.
please, before we go off the fucking planet.
I do want to go off the planet. Feel free.
Okay.
I like it when people.
Yeah,
Am I right in thinking that people's values don't change?
they do change.
Okay, that's not what I'm thinking.
The core values, well, the core values doesn't change much. Can change, but it doesn't change much. Depends on the event. I mean, they're harder to change.
Well, it's a good question. It'll be, as ever, variable from person to person. There will be some people who will have a very strong set of values for a large amount of their time, and then other people will be more susceptible to changing their values through interaction with other countries. I mean, by traveling, for instance, or putting themselves into new situations, or illness that can create a big change of values, either for themselves or someone close. That can be, yeah, big impactor. Yeah, also what goes on in culture. Yeah, just things like, I guess, fear in this country, like news of, like there used to be the thing of, what was it, the millennium bug, fear that computers were going to suddenly explode and just create this huge anxiety over absolutely nothing. People made money out of it by feeding into it, saying, oh yes, I'll fix your computer before the millennium bug goes off. And you know, people scamming right and centre on that. And there's, yeah, things like Brexit, the vote that led up to that, and then afterwards that will all have an effect on people's values, and some of that will stick, and for some people it will just be a more fluid change. Generally, with this form of NLP, from this school of NLP, we don't particularly talk about core values or surface values. We just say that there are values. There are some schools that look at values and will go into that, but this is the way you get it here. This is the way we roll. Okay, so the process of elicitation of values is just select an area of life or life to find out your values. So as a reminder of the so-called wheel of life, you have, yeah, health and fitness, spirituality, relationships, personal development, leisure time, work, career, family. So I would normally draw that out for someone and aim to space it a bit more evenly. Maybe that tells a bit about my life at the moment, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, I would say to the person, as you look at these areas, what one do you think by addressing you would get the greatest amount of change from? So it becomes a choice for them, because in their coming to see you, they might have a presenting problem that is to do with, say, anxiety, but I might still elicit values and actually ask them which of these areas, if they were to be addressed, would you intuitively say would have the greatest impact for you on the issue why you're here, in this case anxiety. And some people will unconsciously seemingly avoid the area that they actually need to address, interestingly enough. So you just want to be aware of that sometimes someone might be leading you off on another track. So what I tend to do is, if I think that they've sold me a ringer, potentially, I'll say, okay, so if that was the number one, what would be the number two? And then I'll get them in order, and then I'll go from the last one, probably. I'll just go through it in reverse order, because often they're put the one that actually is important at the bottom of their ranking. Does that make sense?
Does that relate to the last question on the questionnaire we did them? Which part of life would be most, I don't know how it's worded now. Which part of life will benefit most from getting rid of this?
Yeah, that's the pre-session questionnaire, and I ask which areas of your life do you find impacted, and to what degree. So yeah, it's to get people focused on this, sow seeds for this. But generally I use it more in a life coaching situation, but I will use it, say, with someone who does have depression, or has issues with weight loss. I used to use it with smokers as well in my stopping smoking session. Partly because you can actually show a before and after, as in once you've got all the values elucidated and put in order, I would then rip that off of here or in whatever sheet. I'd then put it to one side, take them through some processes, and then re-elicit the values, and you normally see a difference between what they said at the start of the session and what they say their values are at the end. So they've got something in black and white, they've got something they can read, which is good for people who like to see things. It helps them to be convinced, or like to read things, in that it helps them to be convinced. If you remember the meta program stuff, there are convincer. So some people need to read. Yeah.
So as well as having values for each of those segments, if you put them in order of values themselves, like the value of family being higher than the value of work, would that work as well?
For what purpose? Or
life balance, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. If someone's aiming for life balance, which people do, actually prepare the client firstly, who very much wants life balance, and they're pretty much there. I would, draw this more clearly, so I'd make sure it's more circular, and I'd say to them, right, so if life is going well, each of these areas will have a good balanced amount of energy dedicated to them. Therefore, it's a bit like pumping up a wheel or a tire, and this will turn smoothly and you'll have a smooth journey through life. So that conveys the metaphor of, well, if you have balance, then these are the areas to address. And they will mostly know which area they need to address because they're either not focused on it enough or they've got conflicts in an area. So say someone's working hard to start a business or keep their business going. It might mean that their leisure time is reduced or they're not spending so much time with family. So the idea would be that you could change the values and they will change their motivation around and naturally begin to hopefully rethink how they're working and work smarter, because being busy is okay if you're busy being productive, but sometimes, you know, I'm still learning it myself, how to spend my time productively, and it's an ongoing kind of lesson, I think, depending on what you're dealing with. And
very much been there this week.
Hmm.
We're very busy.
Sure.
Get myself out of trouble.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, so yeah, you would pick an area to focus on, which is what you're going to do in a minute, and you just keep this repetitive question going. What's important to you about, say, career? And just keep asking that. Write down everything they say. Mostly the true values are going to be shorter, as in either a short phrase or one word. So you might get a few complex equivalencies coming out, and you could then, if you want, chunk down on those by asking, and what's important about that, until you do end up with one word. But I'm not that fussed. You can generally get enough information first time round through asking those questions, because you will put them in order of importance with the person, or they will put them in order of importance, and you only ever take the first 6. So that can eliminate some of the more wordy values. Because I suppose the thing is, these can be quite sensitive for people. They are important to them. So, yeah, I don't want to get too pokey with my questioning until the right time, if I need to get pokey. So you're going to get together in one group of 3, 2 groups of 2. Suggest Dawn, if you go in the group of 3, please, because you went through the process of having your values taken. Yeah, so just ask what's important to you about, list until, well, actually, firstly, in asking a question, you might get the person who answers and they come out with one after another, and then they dry out. And I normally then say to them, okay, great, those are probably your conscious values. Now let's see what your unconscious comes up with. And then you might get a few more. And often those are the more deeper held values. So it's useful to be a bit persistent and a bit guiding by saying your unconscious can come up with some. But yeah, I'd aim to get through the process in about 5 minutes, something like that. It shouldn't take long to get a set of values, maybe 10. And then you can ask about, can you remember a time when you were totally motivated in the context of whatever the set values are? Can you remember a specific time? And as you remember, what was the last thing you felt as you were totally motivated? So really, you're going to end up with a feeling, and it might be excitement, or it might be another word, and then you just ask them what's important to you about that, until you get repeat words. So you can find a value that they just might not have come out with through your usual set of questioning. Other thing for you all to remember is that eliciting the values isn't about getting a wish list. It's supposed to be about where the person's at now. And then you can find the threshold values. So this is all on page 17. No, maybe not. 19. Okay, yeah. It says at the top, steps in values elicitation. Yeah, use that page. Find threshold values as well. Pardon? The threshold values as well. You listed them. Did you? Ah.
That's okay. It's good to read.
Did you do it last time?
Yeah.
Oh well, good.
That's good. We were just saying.
No, I'd Oh, okay. Yeah, I know I sent you off to do something.
I don't think done a threshold values.
Yeah, I thought
we done the one where I offered you a job. I got your values and offered you a job.
Yeah, I think it just took a segment of the process. I don't think we did the whole bit. Because I talked about Dawn's threshold values and I talked about a motivation one, but I think I just sent you off to find the just do the standard elicitation, because we wasn't that luxurious in time when we got to that point. So yeah, if you remember who you worked with. Okay, great. So work with the same people and get to find the motivation strategy, threshold values, all clear. Or I think they're just straightforward, these questions. And yeah, come back once you've got the threshold values and we'll talk about the numbering of values. Yeah, so just do the motivation and threshold values. Enjoy it. Oh yeah. No, sorry. I know the room there's free. I believe the room downstairs is free. There's someone upstairs, but I don't know if there's someone in both rooms. So just be cautious.
Yeah.
Good point.
Sorry, I didn't got a client or something.
you've gone very quiet.
She said something about putting you on mute.
Yeah, that was at the start.
I'm quiet. I had you on mute.
Oh,
I can't hear whoever else is talking next to you there, though.
uh-huh. Well, would you like to join a group?
Oh, yes. There's somebody in the room. So someone's staying in the room.
Yeah, there's thousands of people in here, all hiding in the corners.
Well, I can't see this side. I can't see that side of you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they should appear.
Oh, lovely. If they come in front of me, that'd be awesome.
And I'll put the mic. Oh, you're going to work with her. Okay.
She wants to work with me.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
So
I don't have my papers in front of me, though.
I don't, yeah.
I've left them in the office at work.
Okay. I might be able to quickly.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Rick. Tricia, can I hear you now?
Will you be able to hear me? Because I've got the mic.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
How exciting.
It's just sending you something.
Oh, awesome. That'd be amazing. So I've got my iPad here as well, so I can look at my iPad and then do
Yeah.
that at the same time.
You're getting on all right?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Good. You're looking well.
Thank you.
Some bleached hair?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I suppose so. It's been very sunny.
Yeah.
Been for a big walk today, trying to find an apartment. It's driving me insane.
Oh, put it out to the universe.
I have, yes.
Then they're
So I'm
just
confident that something will come along, but
it will. That's just wheels within time, really, isn't it?
yeah, I've got until Thursday to move out of where I am currently. So
Well, they can't chuck you out, can they?
well, I'm only in the apartment that I'm renting for 1 month. So yeah, the rental period is up.
Well, don't you worry about it. That'll come right.
It'll all be sorted.
The less you worry about it, the easier it is for them to sort it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It was my son's 30th birthday today.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I had to make a cake in a hurry.
Oh wow, what did you make?
Oh, I mean, he said, Mum, that's the best cake you've ever made. That's a blinking Betty Crocker packet mix.
I love it.
I found that as a compliment, really.
Did you confess that it was Betty Crocker, or did you just go with it?
I did, but now I'm not sure that was a compliment he paid me. But I mean, talking about things come together, I had a happy birthday logo in the drawer that brand new I could stick on the cake and the candles to match.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
So I can see that, Rick.
You got it? Which one are you looking
Well, I can see it in front of the screen, but now I can't see any of you.
Can you read it?
I can just read standard elicitation, what's important to you, yeah. Should I just write that down?
Yeah.
I thought can you email it to me or not? Should we just go with this for now?
Oh, okay, you can only see a bit. 1 sec.
I can only see the top bit. And I obviously can't see either of you now.
No, that's fine.
It's all there in a sec.
Can you hear me, Claire?
Yeah.
Well, while Rick's sorting that, shall I ask you the questions?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so what's important to you about one of these in the wheel of life? Career, health and fitness. Sorry, I've got to start again. Health and fitness, family, work, career, leisure time, personal development, relationship, or spiritual networking.
Just one of those?
Just
Or
one.
should I? Yeah.
And just keep telling me what it is.
So what's important to me about personal growth, I think I'll go with.
Personal growth, okay. Just keep talking to me about that for a little while, Claire.
Okay.
Give me a list.
What's important to me about that?
Yeah.
So just to learn probably about myself and develop my knowledge and skills and abilities is important to me because I like to learn.
Okay,
And I like to it's important to me to learn new things and try new things and challenge myself.
Okay, within personal growth, I'm gonna I want a little bit of fine tuning here, I think, for myself here. Is there anything within that learning that is specific to you at one area, or is it just about all of those areas?
It's probably about challenging myself a bit more and to kind of to be able to grow. So stepping out of that comfort zone and kind of trying new things, doing different things.
Okay.
And
I've sent you an email.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to get down on the floor here. I'll sit on a beanbag. Well, I'm not sure what I'll do.
You could sit on a chair.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look, that's perfect.
Right. Not knowing what I'm doing, but we'll carry on. So I've got learning about yourself, knowledge, challenging yourself, and being able to grow.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to see if I can fine tune that again. If you were to pinpoint one area there, because there's quite it's all personal growth, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say is the most important to you about knowledge, challenging yourself, or being able to grow? Any one of those three? Yes.
I would just speak asking what's important to you about personal growth.
Right, okay.
Get a list.
Right, so what is important to you? I'm going to start again, Claire, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
So what is important to you about personal growth?
That I can experience different things as I grow, because I think if you just stay the same all the time, you'll only ever experience the same thing all the time.
So what is important about that?
Because then I can broaden and widen my knowledge, my experiences, enabling me to grow and develop abilities.
So what is important to you about personal growth? Did you manage to listen to Rick at all while we were doing this exercise? While he was talking about it?
What, before just now? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right then. So you see, I'm not going to do lally. You understand the purpose of this.
Yeah.
So what is important to you about personal growth?
Hang on a second. expand in my abilities. Is it abilities? Knowledge, abilities? Don't know if I'm finding the right word, but to
You're doing well, actually. I've got a little list here. I'll just need a couple more.
it's challenging myself. It's about challenging myself, I think, and being comfortable with moving forward with different, I don't know, experiences, abilities. I don't know, something.
No, you do know. You're doing really well, actually. What I've got from this is that I've got 6 things which we were asked to find out. It's about a knowledge, experience, expansion, learning about self, challenging, and moving forward.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I've got here.
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
Well, I am wonderful. I know that.
Yes, you are.
We all are. So, from that, can you remember a time when you were totally motivated in the context of personal growth? Can you remember a specific time? I think that's a silly question to ask you, but
I'm just trying to think of a specific time.
I think you're doing so well that that's a kind of strange question for you. So, can you remember a time when you were totally motivated in the context of personal growth? Specific time.
Yeah, when I felt like I've kind of achieved that next thing of personal growth, sort of thing, isn't it?
That's excellent.
Where I felt like I've grown.
Yeah, well, that's really
yeah, well, that's really good.
Okay. So
It's a slight delay. There's yes, I can think of a specific time. Yeah, probably when I done one of my first sessions on one of my NLP clients, actually.
Yeah. So can you give me the name
of
of the feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said to me
you felt
free. So what was the name?
What was the name of that feeling?
Trying to think of the name of the actual feeling. Sort of impressed. Sort of like, wow, check me out.
Well, that's good.
What's the name of the
That's
feeling?
good.
Excited.
Excited. Okay. I don't know what I've got to do now, Rick.
Do I go on to
question 3?
Yeah. Sorry.
So you felt excited.
The values that I've got,
I have said
to you already.
But it's
knowledge,
experience,
expansion,
learning
about self,
challenging, and moving forward.
Yeah.
With all of these
values being
is there anything else
that
could make you leave?
That could make me what?
Leave. I don't get the
question. Where am I leaving?
Oh, make you
stop.
Stop growing?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah, presumably.
Hmm.
Shall I say the question
Shall I
again?
say the question again?
Yes, please.
All of these values
All
being
of these
present,
values being present,
is there anything
is
that,
there anything
that could make you
that
stop?
could make you stop?
Stop personal growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I can't think of anything.
Well, that's brilliant.
Well, that's brilliant.
Would you not?
Would you not?
All right.
All right.
So pretend that you did.
So pretend that you did know, Claire.
Well, I don't know if I allowed a fear to come in, I suppose.
Yeah, that would.
If I struggle to do something,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
after time,
Mhm.
you know, if I really weren't getting something and kept trying, or not trying, you know, kept doing it but not achieving what I wanted. Yeah, I think that's the main thing, really. I suppose if any kind of fears crept in that stopped me doing what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So all
So
of
I wouldn't let the bugger
these
creep in.
values Sorry.
I said I wouldn't let the bugger creep in.
No, I know you would.
No, I know you would.
So all of these values
being present,
plus
fear,
struggle,
and
not achieving
not achieving what I wanted,
what would have
to happen
such that would
make you
or
stay
continue?
or continue?
To overcome that fear.
Yeah. What would
make you happen
to make
you continue?
What would have to happen?
What would have to happen?
Well, I'd have to either learn what I needed to do again or overcome the fear. To be able to continue. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
And all of these
things being present,
plus learning what you need or overcoming. What would have to happen? That would make you leave. Or
That would
stop.
make me stop. I don't know. Lack of opportunity.
So all of these
values being present,
as well as lack
of opportunity.
Is there anything that could
happen
that would make you
stop?
I can't think of anything.
No, I think we've got our
repeat word there, which is you can't think.
So I'm just reading.
So I'm just reading there.
So now will you please
So
number
now
the
will you please
values?
number the values?
Oh, I don't know if that's.
Oh, I don't know if that's something I.
Yeah. Will you please?
Yeah, will you please number the values according to their value
to you?
to you?
Yep, can you just repeat them to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowledge,
Experience.
experience,
Expansion.
expansion,
Learn about
Yeah.
learn about self,
challenging.
challenging,
And moving
and
forward.
moving forward.
Okay.
So what's the most
So
important?
what's the most important?
That's hard, isn't it? Knowledge, I think.
Knowledge is number one.
Knowledge is number one.
Yeah, then self-awareness.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. Next one.
Experience.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Challenge.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Expansion, and because I think they all lead to me moving forward.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done.
So assuming you
So assuming
have
you have
knowledge,
knowledge,
self-awareness,
self-awareness,
experience,
experience,
challenge,
challenge,
expansion,
expansion,
and moving forward
and moving
is
knowledge
or self-awareness
self-awareness
more important.
more important.
But the knowledge helps me have my self-awareness.
Which one is
Which one is more important?
Moving forward is more important.
That's the bottom.
That's the bottom of the list.
But I didn't ask.
But I didn't ask that question.
I know. I think I've changed my order. That's important to me, being able to grow and move forward.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay.
You think the knowledge?
You think the knowledge is?
Oh, aren't we?
Oh, aren't we?
We go in.
We go in.
I've
You
gone.
are?
I've gone more forward than I thought I had.
Oh, all right.
So you've
Thanks for pairing
So
up
you've
with me.
got time to think about that one.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for pairing with me.
No problem.
No problem.
Have you got the?
Have you got the question?
No,
No. All right. Lovely.
No. All right, lovely.
they didn't come up.
Well,
I haven't got the
It
email.
doesn't matter.
I haven't got the email, so maybe if we get him to send the email next time we break, we can just do that bit first with you before we do the next bit, possibly.
Okay then.
Okay then.
Thanks.
I'm going to hand you back.
I'm going to hand you back to Rick now.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell him I didn't get the email, please?
Yeah, we'll tell him.
Yeah, we'll tell him.
Said you're out the office.
Said you're out the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't say I'm out of office.
It did.
It did to me.
Hey,
Said you're out the office.
did you send it to my Virgin Money email address?
I sent it.
I sent it to.
I had you.
I had you.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was. It's a name for a pointer.
I ain't got an office to be out of anymore.
I'm out of the
This
office.
this is my office, and I'm in my office.
Okay, so there's another.
Okay, so there's another.
clpointer@hotmail.com.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sent it again.
Thank you. You should hear a ping once I receive it.
Who should have been?
Who should have been?
You might hear a ping because that'll come up, but I'll go ping on my laptop.
Okey-dokey.
Green tea ice cream.
What was that?
I'll show you.
Like guacamole.
Like guacamole.
It's frozen. Blended with much green tea powder and maple syrup and some vegan white chocolate.
Is that what you put on Facebook today? I did see that, yes. It looks yummy. Well done, I'm impressed, as always.
Six.
Anyway, so
what questions do you have?
Britta.
Britta.
We've got all these segments of relationship marriage. Do you have to ask clients to this most important thing? Like if they this was the most important. Go through the whole part. That's most important. Pick one or two.
You normally
just pick one area,
like career,
relationship.
For each.
Is it good?
Could you expand on that a bit?
Well, when you say a list
of values, are you talking about areas of values?
Is it good to have a list?
Is
that your question?
So what I was getting at is, you've got that.
So
you have a different question
Britta.
Britta.
I think that's the login. Generally speaking.
What is your question?
Those normally ask them what is the most important area to live in.
Generally.
You wouldn't ask them what's most important, what's number one, what's number two, what's number three.
Only if I think they feel a bit slippery or unconsciously resisting.
Right.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just wondered if you had to list them in priority of importance to you.
I think it's good.
Good.
Well, yeah. Personally.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, to have the big picture clear in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For me, it was good.
Good.
Was it good for you to know what?
It was definitely good.
I'm sitting in a very strange store.
Oh, I feel I'm in a very strange room. Anyway. Today. Okay.
Okay.
So, next step.
Would you
Put the values.
put the values.
No.
No, the ones.
You have a listed value.
You have a listed value.
The
Order. Okay. Right then.
So whose values? Okay.
Okay. Excellent.
So you can't. Yes.
You can't. Yes.
You
can't read your writing.
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
All right.
So let's start again. Now. Good for a pin. Very much. Keep that. Okay.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
It's the dawn.
It's the dawn.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell me.
What's about health and fitness?
Oh no.
Because just that I started. That'd be useful. Because Okay,
Okay,
that's a choice.
it's a choice.
Back to the
Twilight Zone.
Okay, so
Okay, so what values
the sit? And can you read your writing?
Can you read your writing?
So what values have
So
you
what
got?
values have you got?
Read them out.
Read them out.
Regarding health. Yeah.
And what's important?
And
to
what's
you
important to you about health?
Is that?
Is that?
Being controlled.
Did you ask her that?
Did you ask her that?
Yeah.
Good, okay.
Good. Okay, so what have you got?
Control.
Yeah. And what else?
Yeah. And what else?
Yes, change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't like it. Control.
So change, then motivation.
So what else is important about?
I think it's freedom.
And what else is important?
And what else is important about health?
Yeah, the thing is, I feel empowered. So, having power to do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. So if you could put that in
So if you could put that in one word, what would you choose?
You said it several times.
You said it several times. Yeah.
Yeah, and what else?
Yeah. And what else is important to you about health?
Having power of having
And what else is?
And what else is in
health and fitness?
health and fitness?
Because you must have more.
Because you must have more.
This,
makes me feel good.
and what else?
And what else?
Okay. I think because I had a very strong when I was a teenager. She felt.
Okay, so
just what is the value that came out of that? Be here as it is now. Look out for me. It's like being controlled right now. It's fine. I was in control. I had a different with my house. nature.
Yeah,
So that's what you do.
so what's
So
important?
what's important to better health?
Satisfaction.
Mhm. And what else is important about health?
Being an inspiration.
Okay. And did you get threshold values? So you didn't ask step 3. Did you do step 2?
You did step 2, yeah.
What was the motivation?
Well, I've got down empowerment, independent, and control.
Wow. Independence, did you say? And what's important to you about independence?
The fact that I can have the freedom to decide for myself.
Okay, great. So there's so many repeats in there that there's control, freedom. So I've got the motivation. She also told us the motivating story about mum and that being a big factor. So I got that. Because mostly I'm looking for one word. I'm not looking for stories or sentences because they aren't really values. So out of your values, I want you to look at this. That's right. Just squeeze in. Oh, it's all right. I will move a bit. All right. Swap you. Thank you. I don't need a pen. No. So if you look at the values so far, we've got change, control, motivation, freedom, happiness, feels good, satisfaction, and being an inspiration. What one would you say, if you could only have one, what would that be? If you could only have one, what value would you pick? And if you could have that plus another one, what would you have? Okay, and if you could have that one and that one plus one more, what would you pick? And if you could have that one and that one and that one plus one more, what would you pick? Okay. And if you could have that one, that one, that one plus one more, what would it be? And if you could then have all of these plus one more, what would that be? Okay. So we got number one, being and inspiration. You're going to have to be a bit an inspire because I didn't start far enough over the page. Satisfaction. Feels good. Happiness. Freedom. And control. Yeah? So does control support you having freedom? And does you having control and freedom support you having happiness? Yeah. And does control, freedom and happiness lead to feeling good? And does control, freedom, happiness and feeling good support satisfaction? And do all of those lead to you being an inspiration? So there you have aligned values because they work. You could see as she went through them, they lighted up her neurology. So now from that, I can say that is the order of her values. Because even though the person lists them in a sense that way, you need to check that this supports that, and that supports that, and that supports that. Because the person will know it intuitively because they're their values. They know whether they need to shift them around. Because you want to end up with a set of values that are aligned and ordered. Okay? Excuse me. Any questions on that?
So what's the bottom one? Wasn't control. Say if that was freedom, would that still be freedom would support the rest?
You mean just remove control?
Or say if that wasn't her sixth priority or most important one. So say if freedom was number 6 and control was higher, would that still be okay to accept that as given?
Well, ask her.
Would it? Would freedom support control?
No, she's already done it. Showed you.
Right. So what would that then tell you?
What? When? Which bit? What?
If she-
What
she
she
said
just said then,
freedom-
or?
No, freedom doesn't support
Yep.
control. So would you then re-prioritise that?
Yeah.
You would. You would re-prioritise that list.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So I want to know.
Yeah. So yeah, you write them in that order by just asking them. They will be able to make that choice. Then there's an aspect which, let me just check. Here's what I then do. So you mentioned, sorry, being an inspiration. Now, there will be an aspect of that that is moving away and an aspect that's moving towards. So if you think about that, how much, and just guess, are you moving towards or away from? So towards, feeling being an inspiration, therefore having a positive influence, positive effect, and how much are you moving away from not being an inspiration? Just guess. There's a ratio, what would you put it at?
Well, it's something that
That's hardly guessing. Guess.
I don't know, because it implies a bit of expectation, I think.
What does? What implies
Being an
expectation?
inspiration, you know, just like that. Um, 60%.
60% which way? Okay. All right. So 60-40. And then satisfaction. How much would you say that is towards and away? Trust, what comes to mind?
But it's a lot, I think.
Yeah, how much?
80%.
Okay. So 80%. 20.
Yeah, I was saying it makes me feel good.
Uh-huh.
That's fine about myself.
Right. And so in feeling good, how much is that towards and how much is that away?
Can be a lot more.
How much percentage?
Only 100%.
Right.
If it's not 100, it's nearly maybe 98.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 98.
Mm.
All right. And then happiness, how much is that towards and how much is that away?
It's difficult.
Well, it is if you think about it, so just guess. Trust your unconscious.
60 again?
Which way?
This way?
Okay. And then freedom, how much is that towards and away?
I think it's a good 80 or 90%.
Yeah, sounds about right. And then control, how much is that towards and how much is that away?
99%.
Which way? You sure? Because you told me that control meant others can't mess up my health, which is quite a strong away from.
Control.
Yeah. You said you want to control because others can mess up my health. So.
Well, if I'm not in control, if I give control to other people, I don't
Yeah.
know if they can mess up with my health. But
Yeah.
if I am the one that has control, feel good.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
how much is that avoiding not being in control and how much is that just moving towards taking control?
avoiding to have control.
Avoiding not having control.
Well, I think it's it should be quite strong.
So 90 away from. Yeah?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something.
Alrighty. So then I would highlight for the person that where there's high areas of away from in their values, like here, 40% away from, 90% away from, and we've got 40% here, although we've got a double whammy in that this one, because it's a feeling about feeling good, you can't feel good all the time. It's transient. So by its very nature can lead to not feeling good. So these 4 areas would be considered problematic in someone's life and could lead to a fair amount of stress and driven type behavior because they want to avoid the stuff which is unpleasant. Now, I don't have to go into that. The thing is, if they can acknowledge that they could get better in that area, what you would do is then pick, for instance, the highest area normally, so where there's 90% away from, 10% towards, and then do timeline to get rid of the 90% away from, which would then turn the energy into a more positive energy. Because you haven't got to live by away froms. So that's one thing that I would normally, if it was that high, I would probably say to the person, that's probably the one to address. But then I might just say to them, well, if you look at those and see the away from aspect there, which one would you pick? That your unconscious mind says would give you the greatest amount of change and bring more towards.
Between those 4.
The ones that I put a ring,
Yeah.
red ring line highlighted.
I don't know. What comes first, unconscious comes
Okay, cool. So then, yeah, timeline would be done. So, I want you to, well, actually, any questions about this?
One point that I noticed from previous weeks ago
Yeah.
was that you said when someone mentioned, just paraphrasing, happiness, don't go with that because it's too nebulous and illusory and it's not solid enough, fixed enough. Whereas the others, you can kind of quantify and qualify to some degree. It's easier to work with. Happiness is very subjective.
Yeah.
And not to work from it. So I'm interested.
Well, if I can quantify your quantification, if it's high up, so if it's at number 1, then it's going to be a problem. If it's lower down, it's going to be less of a problem. But as it's number 4, it could be an influence that could be troublesome. But in this case, because the one lower down has got that amount of away from there, by actually taking away that amount away from, you can even sometimes find that once you take away that amount away from, the values change, and sometimes happiness kind of disappears.
Would it be too much to ask you to demonstrate that?
The timeline bit, do you mean?
Yeah, in relation to that, was that too much? It'd just be interesting to see how one would go about. I mean, I've read on some of the stuff and all that.
Yeah.
It would be just as a practical demonstration. Maybe that, if you're willing, I don't know if that's what you want to do, but it would be a good learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Since it's so high, it'd be really interesting to see how you work with. Because that to me would be, because it's so high away from, that's huge, even to get that half would be quite an achievement.
Oh, it can
get rid of it.
Well, it can turn the other way, so it
That
turns
I'd love to
into a
see. That would be
positive.
really, yeah, wow.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to. Are you?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Is that all right? I don't want you to feel like you're bullied into it, or
Yeah. My only reticence was about doing it is just time, and I want to. I'm must keep these Fridays a bit more active because it is Friday night, and people do get a bit like the end of the week feeling, which I understand. So I'm learning from that and doing my best to avoid making these too fiery and passive. So that's just my reticence. But come and have a seat.
Thank you.
So, could you ask your unconscious mind a question? And the question for you and your unconscious mind is it okay for you to let go of a limiting decision around control?
I don't know. Well, I suppose it would
Well,
be
you are in control.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not convinced that that's okay.
Yeah.
Which is all right. That's fine. So let me rephrase the question for your unconscious. Is it okay for you and your unconscious to have a release and letting go of any negative aspects of control?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a different.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Okay, so just trust your unconscious. At what age? The trust first number that comes to mind.
16.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Feel free to move around if you want. See, you ask for the demonstration, and then.
Thank you.
No escape the twilight zone here. So, just so I know, and everyone else can know, if you point towards your future, which direction would you point? And where would you point for your past? And where's the present moment for you? Excellent. Okay, so close your eyes and relax. Relax more and more. And let each out breath be more relaxing. That's right. And trust your unconscious. Trust your unconscious mind to float you up way back. Trust your unconscious to take you back all the way back to the very, very first event where a decision was made. Trust your unconscious to take you to the first event even if it seems to make no sense or is different to what you thought, trust your unconscious. Take you to the very first event, the root cause or the beginning of the chain of events that led to a particular decision in the area of control. And let me know when you're there. Take all the time you need to be there now. And what age are you, roughly, would you say?
16.
And just so I know, ask your unconscious, is this the first event? Okay, so what was it you was deciding back then in this situation, in this context? What was you deciding about yourself or life or people or the world? What was you deciding back then? What was you deciding about life or people or the event or situation? And let me know what it was she was deciding.
Well, the thing is that I had a lack of decision. Kind of felt like didn't have guidance.
Yeah. So on the basis of that, what was you deciding about yourself or the world or situation or other people? What was you deciding in those conditions, that context, in that set circumstance?
I wanted to be enough for myself.
Okay. And what was the emotion present with that?
Can I just say the color that describes the state?
You can.
Gray.
And as you think of that grey colour, what emotion is that representative of or symbolic of?
Melancholy.
Yeah. So go up above that and back away so that you can observe that younger you ahead and down below in front of you. And you can observe that younger you in front. Yeah, brilliant. You're doing great. And as you observe that younger you in this way, what is it that your unconscious has and needs and really wants you to learn so that you can let go? I mean, completely let go, totally let go. What are you learning? What is it you're learning? What's your unconscious got for you to learn now that empowers and enables you to let go? That's right. What are you learning? That's right.
Well, changes like mm, the way word freedom. Um, mm,
Mhm.
difficult memory, really.
Well, make sure you're back away from it and observing it, like watching yourself on a laptop, like watching yourself on a screen, on a phone or an iPad. Give yourself distance and height so you can observe and witness from a perspective that allows you to freely connect with your unconscious and witness that younger you with all the compassion and nurture that you need to receive your unconscious learning. And what are you learning? What is it you're learning? Learnings of which empower and enable you to let go.
No, it's difficult to let go, and not even if I keep my distance, it's difficult to work on it.
Go higher up and further back, higher up, further back. And then observe that event.
Well, my unconscious said that
Yeah.
it was a plan for me to experience what I experienced because I needed to learn new things.
Okay.
Yeah. To be unstoppable in my life.
Very good. And what else does your unconscious want you to learn now so that you can let go, be free?
Yeah. Well, I just I needed to get rid of things like limiting beliefs like religion influences and all the dogmas that I was taught when I was a child.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask, is there a part that wants to hang on to that old decision? Is there a part of your unconscious that wants to hold on? Yeah? Or no?
Kind of see. Yeah, when you mentioned part, kind of, so a picture of myself quite when I was quite young.
Okay, what age roughly?
I would say 8.
Okay, so I want you to ask that younger part, what's that part's positive intention in holding on?
Security. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling safe.
Yeah, and ask that part, would it be willing to be in charge of new updated grown-up ways of being safe?
Can you ask it again, please?
Would that part be willing to be in charge of new, updated and more adult, grown-up ways of being safe?
Yeah, it's a part that likes to learn.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, good. So thank that part for doing its job of keeping safe and providing security. And then as you observe that younger you, what does your unconscious have for you to learn now that empowers and enables you to let go?
I don't know, I feel better. I feel, yeah, good after thinking that part.
Good. Well, as you observe that younger you ahead and down, below and in front, what does your unconscious want you to learn now? What are you learning? Learnings which can empower you and enable you to, if not effortlessly, easily let go of the right amount of struggle so that you get value from the change.
I think I learned it's a feeling of being focused. So, yeah, just because I see myself in that process of absorbing what I was taught. So what I learned is that
Well, just make sure it's no philosophical bullshit and this is just something coming from your unconscious mind. Because you could think about this process and have a delightful time and nothing would change. Trust what your unconscious has got for you to learn. What's your unconscious got for you to learn?
it says acceptance.
Excellent. I'll accept that. And what else does your unconscious want you to learn so you can totally let go, fully let go? That's right. What are you learning? Mhm. Take your time. What are you learning?
Some breathe. Give release your emotions that suffocate you. Relax.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And in learning what you're learning, what's the positive impact on that future self and younger you? Learning all you're learning.
Okay. Yeah, I think is not being a victim of my past experience.
Brilliant. Good. Good. And as you observe that younger you, head and down below, check, is that old grey melancholy gone? And a decision too? Make sure.
I saw a mix of color.
So has the old emotion gone?
Yeah, it feels like yeah. I am more at peace. Was very heavy. First was there.
Yeah.
Be there was hard.
And what about the old decision? Do you remember what it was?
Not quite.
Perhaps it's gone then.
Yeah, I have more preserved the learnings, I think.
Brilliant.
Yeah, for acceptance and relax.
Yeah. So breathe in those learnings. Accept them into your neurology. And focus on that younger you, heading down below, and all the events that led on from there. Because in a moment, I'm going to ask you to come all the way back above those events. And on the way back, notice 2 or 3 events where there were other choices, there were options. And on the way back, you can pay attention to those. And on the way back, let go of all the old stuff. So come all the way back. Preserve the learnings, notice new choices, notice new options, come all the way back, notice new choices, notice new options, come all the way back, all the way back. When you're back, open your eyes. Hello. Yeah.
It's very intense. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So close your eyes for a moment, and as you think back to previous events that were similar, what do you notice now?
I am more relaxed. I'm not anxious.
That's right. Good. So then go out into the future and just something from the menu of life, and what do you discover there now?
Mm. Yeah, except things go.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
yeah.
Good. So then bring yourself back to here. Hello again.
Hello.
Hello. So, I have some questions for you. What's important to you about health and fitness? First thing comes to
Feeling good.
mind. And what else is important to you about health and fitness?
Being an inspiration for self first and then for others.
And what else is important to you about health and fitness?
Energy.
Energy.
Mm.
And what else is important about health and fitness? Whatever comes to mind, first thing.
Dynamism after having energy, I think.
What was that?
Well, dynamism, being able to.
Is that English?
Dynamic.
Oh,
Dynamic.
okay.
Dynamism. Oh, okay, sorry.
I wasn't sure of you saying I'm amazing or,
Yeah.
or whether this was Italian. And what else is important about health and fitness?
It makes me appreciate myself and also okay, I think this is quite important. Makes me feel connected with nature and with Mother Nature and the rest of.
So is that the same as
feeling of
appreciating
connection.
yourself, or is that separate? Feeling that connection with nature and is it tied in, or is it separate, or?
Yeah, I think it is separate. Yeah.
Which you're doing a me on you, on me, doing a me on me. Yeah.
Like, is it connected?
Yeah, are they connected?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they can be connected. Yeah, yeah.
Well, they can be, or do you want them to be, or are they?
I don't know. Maybe they are a consequence of each other more.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds right. Yeah.
And what else is important about health and fitness?
Be there when be there for people. Be there for giving support to others.
Okay. And what else is important about health and fitness?
So now comes the inspiration to inspiring people.
Okay, yeah. And what else is important about health and fitness?
I guess being an inspiration at least. Be higher. I don't know, being an inspiration should be the biggest chunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
And aside from the biggest chunk, anything else important to you about health and
Saving the planet.
Ah. Yes.
With our choices.
As long as they're not choice cuts.
A lot like value level 6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, yes. Explains a lot. Anything else important?
Well, I think next is happiness. That's very general.
Okay. And if you could put those in order for me, that'd be marvelous. So if you could only have one, put that at the top. And then if you can only have that plus another one, label that as number 2. Marvelous. Thank you. So, at number 1, we have happiness. Number 2, saving the planet. Number 3, giving support. Number 4, appreciate self, nature. Number 5, energy. And number 6, feeling good. So, those are your values. Now, if you remember,
Yeah, there's difference.
just a bit.
Well, happiness was in the 4th place.
So, you had being inspiration number 1, 2, satisfaction, which seems to have
The inspiration went to the 7.
yeah. Feels good. It's dropped down to 6. Happiness has arisen to number 1. Freedom has popped in there, and control seems to have disappeared.
Wow.
So there you go. That's kind of differences that can come out of it. But I wouldn't say that's finished, because you got happiness at number 1. That could lead to unhappiness. But let's just check. Does feeling good support having energy?
Yeah, definitely.
And does energy support you appreciating self and connection with nature? And does appreciating self and connection with nature give support to others? And does giving support help save the planet? And saving the planet leads to happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are aligned. So what I would next look at is the toward and away from content of each of these, which actually I'll only do just 1 or 2, just to get a sense of what might be going on. So if you think about happiness at number 1, how much is happiness in terms of health and fitness just wanting to be happy because that's a natural way to be, it's wonderful, it's great, it's alive, and how much is it getting away from the sense of not being happy in terms of health and fitness and being not alive and not full of that feeling and energy?
So you're a percentage of that?
Yeah, please.
Well, an 80%.
Yeah, 80%. Which way? 80% towards?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Because, all right, the main reason for asking that is because I want her to leave here and be okay as much as possible. And if there was a large away from here, she'd probably walk away and not feel as good as she did when she came in tonight. So I wouldn't feel best pleased about that myself. So
But is it, sorry.
Go on.
It's just that what makes me feel good compared to the other list
yeah,
is that now knowing that saving the planet is the happiness comes from is a consequence of saving the planet. So that is what makes me really feel good about it. You know, about this feeling of happiness being in the first.
So actually, let me just test this out. If any one of these words meant the same thing, what words might mean the same thing to you in your mindset and language? You know, because I could look at it and say energy is giving support, therefore those two are the same. They're just different ways of looking at a diamond, you know, with light coming out of it. You just see one way of light, but it's all pointing to the same thing. So if you were to say any of these are the same, would there be any? And they might not, and that's fine. Just thinking. Saving the planet, and what one?
Feeling good.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's leave that there then. Thank you very much. Blame Jim for your saving of the planet coming to the forefront. Okay, so is that useful for you? Can you explain how it's useful? Because that'll help me and may help others as well. I know there is usefulness in it. Just want your perspective.
I think sometimes, personally,
Yeah.
The end of the book is far more useful than the stuff in between. The end of the book really summarizes very clearly chapter 6 or whatever, because I can read it through. I just put this on not to look more intelligent, just so I can see you. And I can see you because you're a blur suddenly. for me, it summarizes very clearly, in steps, and there's a logic to it.
When
Sometimes
you're
I-
talking about the book, you mean timeline therapy in the basis
No,
or
sorry,
the manual?
Back of this manual.
Oh, right,
yeah,
right.
The back of it.
Yep.
Number 6 is really, really clear, and it follows a really clear, logical, and that's the way my mind works. Progression. And sometimes when I'm working my way through the rest of this, I get confused. Personally, I get confused. It confuses me. And so for me to see in action, master, do it with such clarity, really helps me understand the steps really clearly, and I can understand the timeline theory stuff, and I get that. But to actually physically see you, and in my head I'm going, he's moving his head back so that he's modeling away from, he's, breaking down what you're doing. Kinesthetically, that's how I learn. And then to look at, how do you, if someone's got 90%, and then you look at this, and this list is fundamentally very, very different.
Yeah.
It's a different list.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But if you had 2, there's no comparison really at all.
Yeah.
And that's really, and during it, I could see your face, your neurology changing. And that was in response to some really clever wording of what you were doing, the way you worded things. Like, take your time now. Some stuff really clever, really clever neuro-linguistic kind of stuff which you're brilliant at. And as a student to see it in practice is much easier for me personally, just to kind of go, fuck, that's really powerful. Really, really powerful.
Yeah. And it
That makes
is.
sense.
Yeah. So briefly, an aspect of the training is done inductively, which gives chunks, which can be a little bit like, well, how does this all fit together? And part of that is done to just keep the mind open with it, which can drive certain types slightly balmy, because it's a bit like, well, what's this and what's this? And I'm aware you missed the kind of closing piece for the language patterns, which was with prime concerns, which brought together a whole chunk there in one process and one technique. Yeah.
There's awareness that isn't quite complete, and actually you tinker a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt that. I think just as a demonstration, it's also really humbling to know how much I have to learn.
Well, you're not the only one.
It's great. It's good. It's really nice. I like
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I'm still learning. And just one sec.
No, sorry.
You can ask, but just one sec. Yeah, I wanted to give an overview in a little bit, but I'm all right doing it now, because you are going to practice this stuff, and as I said, I want you to get together and work in pairs so that you can have a breakthrough session together. So all you need to do for that breakthrough, I think you might have been away when we discussed this, so you're going to get together with someone, go through a whole load of questions, and then decide, well, what techniques am I going to use, and then run that past me, and then you're going to go do that process. So that might involve working with someone for actually 2-3 hours, but you know, you can work that between you in a workable way, I'm sure. Because some can be done on the phone, like initial bits, but you know, it's better if you face to face, even on a cam, because you can see more physiology. But it can be done, the first bit, on the phone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what was your question?
What I was going to say was, if that was, what would you do next with the client of yours? If the happiness is number one, what would be the next step for you with this client?
Well, I would probably, for now, actually leave it as it is, and let them go off. And I'd say see them in a week, 10 days, and find out what changes they notice as a consequence. And then I'd re-elicit their values when they come in.
Elicit their values
Again, when they come in. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like this list is like reminds me of a list of values that unconsciously I feel like I had before. But yeah, having happiness because in the first place. But yeah, because you know I can kind of get disappointed by not saving the planet, so I ended up unhappy or yeah. It seems like doesn't really not something that provides me with stability.
Yeah.
Good balance.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Any other questions on this? Okay, so one matter is, well, I'd like to ask Dawn if you would take on a task from me that I'll give you, which I believe will benefit you. Would you be willing to accept that task? Yeah. Excellent. So the task is to never say sorry in this group. You can say, oh God, without any trying. Yeah? Do you want me to, would you like me to explain my reasoning? Sure? Okay, because each time you apologize, you are almost saying that I'm not worthy, I'm not as important as I should be, I'm almost in the way, I'm not valuable, I'm taking up time, and you are as valuable as anyone in this room, you know, on many, many levels. And so to me, that is like, to hear you say sorry for being emotional, it's just like, yeah, you're better than that. And you're worth something to me. So I want to help you to change that if you want. So I think that's one way forward. So anytime you hear Dawn say sorry, she's fine, £10,000. No, obviously. Yeah, see, I'm looking for any new route of outcome. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good stuff. All right. So, see you on a Sunday. Oh no, it's a Friday. Next time it's a Friday.
The next Sunday, 1:30.
Yeah, there is a Sunday at the end of the month.
Yeah, but that's the last Sunday. They're all Fridays now.
But it won't be the last Sunday ever.
No, for us, being together.
Right.
We next Friday.
Yeah. And one more thing. Oh no, it's okay. I think you all heard that I'm running a masterclass on the 26th, 27th. Although you wouldn't have done it because you're not. But yeah, I'm running one. And for paying at the moment, prior to Wednesday, it's for 125 for the weekend. And then goes up to 150 by the end of the month. But that's to you, that price. You know, I'm going to charge more to other people, but I'm giving you the first option on that. It's a masterclass in hypnosis, rapid inductions, but different to what we did last time. So it's different to what we did before, different rapid inductions and rapid interventions, and this will include TFT, EFT, TAT, EMDR, havening, spiral technique, which is based on Richard Bandler style intervention, but someone took it and made it better, which isn't that hard.
When's this?
26th, 27th of November.
It's just a weekend, is it?
Yeah. So it's a masterclass in rapid interventions and rapid inductions. Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah. Okay, so see you soon. Take care. Be well. And